Chapter 3. The Last Messenger of God, and the Holy Qu'RAN. The creation of the universe envisages the necessity of sending messengers for the guidance of mankind. The universe is governed by the law of nature, it is exact and unchanging. Of all creatures, man has been endowed with the distinction of possessing free will with a high level of intellect. High intellectual capacity coupled with inordinate ambitions is likely to perpetuate havoc and bloodshed. High intellect as well leads man to achieve beautiful and noble things. In order to channelize his energies for noble objects, man needs divine guidance. Direct contact with God is not possible. God reveals the guiding principles of the right way of life to his chosen individuals called messengers. Often he is taken to be the incarnation of God. This is an erroneous conception. A messenger is a human person. Indeed, his personality is superb and very noble. He is chosen by God to convey his messages to human beings. In the earlier days, man was not able to appreciate the full significance of divine teachings. Gradually man developed the ability to comprehend the value of the existence of an invisible entity, and the conception of unity and uniqueness of his being was well represented by the last messenger. The book revealed to the last messenger contains words of wisdom, as a perfect guidance for entire humanity. Muhammad is the last messenger, and the Quran is the eternal book of guidance. With the advent of Ibrahim, peace be upon him, the world entered into an epoch of moral civilization. Moses, Jesus and Muhammad are his descendants, peace be upon them all. They all preached Islam. The submission to the will of Allah should be the guiding principle of life. Ibrahim and his son Ismail built the first house of Allah in Mecca, dedicated to the worship of God. On the eve of building the mosque, they prayed that among their progeny God may send an apostle to guide mankind to the right path. The advent of the Holy Prophet is the fulfillment of their prayer. Moses and Jesus too gave indications of the advent of the last messenger. The descendants of Ismail, peace be upon him, are referred to as the Quraysh of Mecca. They are advised to be thankful to God for having blessed them with the last messenger. The Prophet was advised to be polite and rational in his approach towards his opposition. Preaching of religion should always be conducted in a graceful and agreeable way. Muslims are warned to bear in mind that the decisions of the Prophet are as imperative and good as that of God. Before the advent of the Holy Prophet, messengers were sent to all nations, but the human mind was not mature enough to grasp the teachings and they went astray. Those who rejected the teachings had to suffer. Muslims are advised to follow the way of life prescribed by Islam, that is to pray and adore God regularly, and to do good to others. To strive to be good to others in the best way that one can and to seek the pleasure of God. Muslims belong to the lineage of Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him. The followers of all the revealed books were given the same instructions. The mark of a true follower of Islam is submission to the will of God, and the true faith was given the name Islam by Ibrahim, peace be upon him. The Holy Prophet warned his followers not to deify him, but to treat him as a human person. Indeed, he has been endowed the gift of revelation by the grace of God. The Prophet had been assigned the task to enlighten the people of the present generation, and the generations to come, with the message of Allah, and this revelation, the Quran, is a blessing for entire humanity. No one ever can come in direct contact with God. God reveals his words to the messenger through inspirations, a voice behind a screen, or through angels. The recipient of revelation is the choicest person of God. The Holy Prophet is the last messenger of God as the code of teaching was perfected through him. The Jews and the Christians are advised to follow the Holy Prophet who has been described in the Torah and the Injil, and his mission is just to purify and perfect the code of life and to guide those who seek the right path. An important mission of Jesus Christ was to proclaim the advent of the Holy Prophet. The Gospel of St. Barnabas bears clear evidence of it. The New Testament too pronounces the advent of the last messenger. The Holy Quran claims that its light shall ultimately prevail all over the world. The true spirit of right faith is to believe in all prophets and not to reject any. It is the duty of a Muslim to revere and respect all the exponents of religion who came before the birth of the Holy Prophet. The Holy Quran holds the Torah and the Injil to be true gospels, and warns that the Holy Quran is the guardian of revealed truth. The Holy Quran invited the Jews and the Christians to examine closely the teachings of the Quran and not to pervert the truth. The right path is open to all. The essence of faith is to believe in Allah, to believe in the Day of Judgment, and to do righteous acts. The distinctive mark of the right faith is to believe in the revealed book. The liberal approach of Islam is to believe in all the prophets and to believe in the truth given by revelation. The Quran holds that all messengers are worthy of reverence. The position of Jesus and Moses are highly exalted. Their followers, however, dispute with Islam in an irrational way. The followers of a religion should examine the problems within their faith with a dispassionate attitude. The truth will become evident if their approach is sincere and impartial. Before the advent of the Holy Prophet, messengers have been sent to various nations, speaking their own language. The voice of truth has been broadcast far and wide. All the messengers had the same mission to convey. The main dictum of the teaching of the prophets is to proclaim: there is no deity, but one God, the one God alone is worthy of worship. The advent of the Holy Prophet is the most cherished blessing, and he is addressing entire humanity. The teachings of the Quran are full of blessings for the whole world. The Holy Prophet is the last messenger of God, and he is a blessing for all the world over. His mission is to seek peace for entire humanity, and God calls him blessing of the universe. The Holy Quran is the culmination of the divine teachings. It is the complete code of life bestowed by God. The life of the Holy Prophet is a practical presentation of an ideal life. His way of life is in perfect consonance with the will of Allah, which is denoted by the term Islam. The Islamic way of life is full of blessings. In his final sermon he said, "This day have I perfected your religion for you, completed my favors upon you, and have chosen for you Islam as your religion."